Am I audible to you? Are you able to listen to my voice? And is the picture clear? Is the screen I am sharing is clear? Yes, correct, correct. Okay, okay, audible, fine, very good. So let's start today's session, and I request you to type in the chat bot. This is basically a practice session. Fine. So welcome to this live session where we will solve and learn from some important MCQ. So I will explain the first question, and just text me. I am typing something on the screen. Whether it is whether whatever I am typing is visible to you, please type yes in the chat box. So I am just writing something on the screen. Let's say I have written first question. Please type in the chat box where whatever I am writing on the screen is visible to you, so that we can proceed with the session. If it is not visible, then we can look for some alternate option. So I have written first question on the screen. Whether it is visible to you? Kindly tell me whether I have written on the screen something, whether you are able to see that particular. Okay, fine, very good. So let's start with our first question. And our first question you can see on your screen, that if the interbank spot USD oblique INR rate is 75.0050 oblique 75.0075, and the margin is 10 paisa, what will be the rate for inward remittance? Fine. Options are 75.0075. Second option is 75.1050. Third option is 74.9050. And fourth option is 75.2050. Take a moment to note the question and the option. It is very important to carefully analyze the rate and the margin. Think about what inward remittance means and what calculation might be needed. I hope you are ready with your pen, paper, and calculator. So just start solving it. So let me explain this particular question. What is given here, right? So let's start with the first part of the question. The first part of the question says that what is the interbank spot buying rate mentioned in the question, right? So the first part of question is, what is the interbank spot rate? So tell me, drop your answer in the chat bot. I will give you 10 seconds. Can you tell me what is the interbank spot buying rate mentioned in the question? Please write in the chat bot, what is the interbank spot buying rate? In this particular question, what is the interbank spot buying rate? What do you think is the interbank spot buying rate? Isn't it 75.0050? So the interbank spot buying rate is what? 75.0050, right? Do you think the same? Interbank, please interact. Please type in the chat box because I want to make this session interactive. You should also type whatever you think in the chat box. Okay. So the spot buying rate is 75.0050, right? I hope the whatever I'm writing on the screen is visible to you now. Now, interbank spot buying rate is 75.0050 because the bank uses the buying rate for inward remittance. You can see the word written here, inward remittance, right? Inward remittance means what? Inward remittance means money is coming to our country, right? And obviously, it is a case of export. It is a case of export. That is why buying rate has to be taken. So we have to take the buying rate, and buying rate is how much? 75.0050, isn't it? Okay, now next question is, what happened to the rate when there is a margin of 10 paisa? You can see there is a margin of 10 paisa written. So do we add or subtract the margin for inward remittance? Please type in the chat box. Your participation is necessary. That what happened to the rate when there is a margin of 10 paisa? Do we add it or subtract it? Do we add or subtract the margin for inward remittance? Think about this and answer in the chat. My question is, do we add or subtract the margin for inward remittance? Okay, just minus. Other people who have joined the session, please type. What do you think about margin? Yes, just correct. For inward remittance, the bank buy at lower rate, so the margin is deducted from the interbank buying rate, right? So now let's calculate step by step. So start with the buying rate. The buying rate is 75.0050. You subtract the margin of 10 paisa, right? Which will be how much? Which will be 0.10, right? The margin is 10 paisa, so it is 0.10. Now take a moment to calculate this and drop your final answer in the chat box. Tell me, what is the final answer you are getting? After this calculation, what is the final answer you are getting? Please type in the chat box. Just do the calculation and tell me which option do you think is correct. The four option has been provided to you. Option number C, correct. Very good. It is 74.9050, right? 74.9050. Awesome. Because this 75, if you subtract 0.10 from 75.0050, you will get 74.9050. So let's quickly understand why we subtracted the margin. See, let me explain you what has happened in this particular question. So in this question, as you can see, inward remittance. Inward remittance means bank is buying foreign currency. So here the keyword is inward remittance. It means that bank is buying foreign currency, right? And bank always buy at a lower rate to account for their margin or spread. Bank always buy at lower rate. Remember it. So inward, whenever you see this word inward remittance, it means bank is buying foreign currency and bank always buy at lower rate. That is why we deducted 10 paisa, right? That is why we deducted 10 paisa from the buying rate of 75.0050, arriving at 74.9050. Let me know in the chat if this explanation is clear or do you have any doubt. Please let me know in the chat that whether is it clear now, whether this explanation is clear to you. If you have any doubt, please type. Okay, fine, very good. So understanding the logic behind this calculation is key to mastering such question. Let's move on to the next question, right? Let's move on to the next question. So this is the explanation part. Question number 2, as you can see it here. So question number 2, let's move to our next question. This one is similar to the previous one, but it focus on outward remittance, right? But it focus on outward remittance. Here is the question. If the interbank spot USD versus INR rate is 75.0050 oblique 75.0075 and the margin is 10 paisa, what will be the rate for outward remittance? Your options are 75.0075, 75.1050, 74.9050, 75.1075. Take a moment to note the question and the option. Think about what happened when we talk about outward remittance and how the margin come into the play. I am providing you 30 seconds to solve the question. I hope participants are able to see whatever I am writing on the screen, right? If you are unable to see whatever I am writing, please type in the chat box. Yes, very good. It is visible. Very good. Okay, so one answer I am getting is option number D. Let me explain. Okay, very. Let me check whether your answer is wrong, correct or incorrect. So let's start with a simple question. So in this particular question, let's start with that. What is the interbank selling rate mentioned in the question? Drop your answer in the chat box. Let us solve step by step. What is the interbank selling rate mentioned in the question? You have got 10 seconds to just type your answer. What is the interbank selling rate mentioned in the question? So please tell that what is the interbank selling rate? Whether it is 75.0050 or 75.0075. Please, I request you to type whatever you think is correct. No issue because it is a live session. So your interaction is the most important thing that is required here. Right? Yes, correct. 75.0075. Yes, excellent. This interbank selling rate is 75.0075. This rate is used because here the keyword written is outward remittance. The keyword is outward remittance, right? And the outward and for for outward remittance, the bank sell foreign currency. Outward remittance, what does the bank do? Bank sell foreign currency, right? So for outward remittance, do we add or subtract the margin? Think carefully and answer in the chat. For outward remittance, do we add or subtract the margin? Please think carefully and type your answer in the chat box. So one answer I have got, add the margin. That's right. For outward remittance, banks sell at the higher rate, so we add the margin to the interbank selling rate. Right. Now let's calculate step by step. So as you can see, start with the selling rate. We will start with the selling rate. What is selling rate here? As you can see it here. So selling rate is 75.0075 and we add margin of 10 paisa which is 0.10. So you do the addition and take a moment to calculate this and share your answer in the chat. Let's see who is quick with their math. Please share your answer in the chat. What do you think is the you will get after addition? Yes, one answer I am getting is option D by Jess. That is 75.1075 you are saying. Yes, correct. Very good. Awesome. So it is 75.1075. The correct calculation is option number D. So let's recap why we added the margin. So here the keyword as you can see is the outward remittance, right? So outward remittance means what? Outward remittance means bank is selling the foreign currency, right? Outward remittance means what? Bank is selling the foreign currency. Okay, so banks sell at slightly higher rate. The banks sell at slightly higher rate. Obviously, you, as suppose you are in the place of bank, you will also sell at the higher rate. So banks sell at slightly higher rate to account for their margin. That is why we added 10 paisa here, right? That is why we added 10 paisa here, and this will gives us option number D is the correct answer. Very good. So let me know if the explanation is clear. If you are unsure about any step, feel free to ask in the chat. If you are unsure about any step, if it is clear, please write clear in the chat box that yes, explanation is clear. Then we will move to the next question. So let us keep the momentum going and let's move to the next question. I hope it is clear to everyone now. Yes, very good. It is clear. Now let's see the next question. Question number 3 on your screen. So this is question number 3. We are increasing the level one by one, bit by bit we are increasing. So now let's move to our next question. Pay close attention as this one involve inflow and margin adjustment. So the question says that if USD 1 lakh is received as an inflow by TT for credit to an exporter account, and USD versus INR market rate is 76.09/76.11, what rate will the bank use to quote to the customer assuming a margin deduction? Your option are 76.11 minus margin, 76.09 plus margin, 76.09 minus margin, 76.11 plus margin. Take a moment to think about it. The key here is to understand whether the bank is buying or selling USD and the how margin come into play. So I hope you have understood this particular question. So let us start breaking this down. The first question I am asking you, that is the bank buying or selling US dollar in this case? Type your answer in the chat. Let us solve it step by step. So what do you think? Is the bank buying or selling US dollar in this case? You have 10 seconds to think whether bank is buying or selling US dollar. Yes, answer is buying. Okay, what other member think what bank is doing? Please write whatever you think, buying, selling, whatever you think. Okay, because I am providing you is how you should think, how to solve such type of problem, your methodology to think. That is what I am explaining. So is the bank buying or selling USD in this case? Well done, Jazz. Well done. The bank is buying US dollar because the customer, the exporter, is bringing in foreign currency. You can see it's clearly written that customer is bringing in foreign currency inflow. You can see clearly written inflow word here. So the customer is bringing in foreign currency, right? Customer here is an exporter. He is bringing in foreign currency. That is why bank is buying US dollar, and the bank credit INR to their account. Keep this in mind. It is a buying transaction. The first thing you have to keep in mind that whether it is buying or selling. See, whenever you have a doubt, please type in the chat box that yes, I have not understood this thing. That in this particular case, the bank is buying US dollar because the customer who is the exporter, he is bringing in foreign currency, and the bank credit INR to their account, right? So it is a buying transaction. Now, since the bank is buying, which rate will they use? Whether it is 76.09 or whether it is 76.11? Share your answer. Which rate will bank use? 76.09 or 76.11? Please share your answer. Whether it is 76.09, yes, 76.09, correct, Vamsi, very good. It is 76.09. The bank will use 76.09 which is the lower rate, as this is the market buying rate for the bank. Very good. Now here is the next question. When the bank calculate the rate for the customer, what will happen to the margin? Is it added or subtracted? Take a moment to think and answer in the chat whether the margin will be added or margin will be subtracted. Take a moment to think about it and answer in the chat. What do you think? Absolutely, Jazz, correct. The margin is subtracted in this case. Why? The reason being that the bank always deduct a margin while buying foreign currency to cover its cost and ensure a profit, right? तो बैंक यहाँ पे खरीद रही है, बैंक यहाँ पे ट्रांजेक्शन में बेसिकली ये बाइंग ट्रांजेक्शन है, राइट? तो बैंक चाहेगी ना कि हमेशा मुझे कम दाम पे खरीदें, इसीलिए हम मार्जिन को यहाँ सब्ट्रैक्ट करेंगे. मार्जिन विल बी सब्ट्रैक्टेड बिकॉज बैंक ऑलवेज डिडक्ट margin while buying foreign currency. Now let's put it all together. Whatever we have seen till now, let's put it all together. Just wait a minute, let me erase it. Okay, so let's put it all together. So let's start with the buying rate first. So what is the buying rate? So buying rate is 76.09. Okay, and subtract the margin from this rate to arrive at the rate quoted to the customer, right? So as you can see, it what is the margin? Margin here is not assume a margin deduction. You can see it written here. So what will be the correct answer? What will be the correct answer? Tell me. Tell me your option. What do you think is the option A, B, C, D? What do you think is correct? Now it is quite easy to understand. Whether A, B, C, or D, what do you think is correct? Take 10 seconds to calculate and share your final answer in the chat. Yes, Jess, very good. Absolutely. Great work. The correct answer is option number C, 76.09 minus margin, which matches option number C. So let's recap why this is the correct answer. So the bank is purchasing US dollar from the customer, right? Let's recap the important point which we have just seen in this particular question. See, whatever learning is very important. What we are learning from this particular question, that this bank, this is the customer, and this bank is this is the bank. This bank is purchasing. This bank is purchasing dollar from the customer, and this customer is an exporter. He is an exporter, right? To credit INR to this account, and this bank will credit INR to its account, right? In such case, bank uses the market buying rate, which is 76.09 in this particular case, and the margin is then deducted to determine the final rate quoted to the customer, which ensures bank profitability. So the rate becomes 76.09 minus margin, which is why the correct answer is option number C. Let me know in the chat if you found this explanation clear or if you have any doubt. If it is clear, please write clear in the chat box so that we can move to the next question. So we have now covered three key example of margin adjustment. Keep participating actively and let's move on to the next question. I hope this explanation is clear to everyone. Very good, Govind. Okay, so let's keep the momentum going and let's move on to our. All right, let's dive to the next question. Let's see what next question is all about. So this is the explanation part, as you can see. So this is our next question. This one is bit detailed, so stay with me and we will break it down together. The question is, what is the bill buying rate for an export bill of US dollar 5 lakh drawn 120 days from the shipment day if the following condition apply? Spot USD per INR rate is 75.14/15. Premium for 120 days is 45 paisa. Exchange margin is 0.15%. And here are your options: 75.14, 75.0270, 75.4770, and 75.15. Take a moment to think and try solving this. Remember to consider all the conditions provided. I hope you are able to understand what the question is asking to you. So now first let's break it down. So the question involve an export bill. As you can clearly see written here, the question involve an export bill, right? Is the bank buying or selling US dollar in this case? Type your answer in the chat box. Is the bank buying or selling US dollar in this case? What do you think? Bank is buying dollar or selling dollar? Just type buy or sell, whatever you think is correct. Okay, Jess, answer is C. Okay, fine. Okay, let's move step by step and we will see whether your answer is correct. So tell me whether bank is buying or selling the US dollar in this case. So as you can see, okay, so Jess, you are saying that bank is buying. Yes, correct. That's correct. Bank is buying US dollar because that it is processing an export bill. Remember, this is the key thing to remember. Other member are requested also to type whatever you think is correct because bank is buying dollar. It is processing the export bill, and for buying we use the lower spot rate, right? So the lower spot rate here is 75.14, right? So for buying we will use this 75.14. Now that we know that bank use 75.14, here is the next step. The exchange margin is 0.15%. The exchange margin is 0.15%. So do we add or deduct this margin for a bill buying transaction? Tell me. The next question is, the exchange margin is how much? 0.15%. Do we add or deduct this margin for a bill buying transaction? Think carefully and type your answer. Exchange margin, as you can see, is 0.15%, right? So we have to add the margin or we have to deduct the margin for a bill buying transaction. What do you think? Whether margin is to be added or it is to be subtracted? Yes, correct. It has to be subtracted, right? It has to be subtracted. It has to be subtracted because the margin is deducted when the bank is buying. This is to account for bank operating cost. Fine. Now, how much is 0.15% of 75.14? Can you calculate how much is 0.15 percentage of 75.14? Take a moment to calculate this. It is simple mathematics but very important. Share your answer in the chat. So 0.15% of 75.14 is nothing but 0.0015 multiplied by 75.14, right? Isn't it? Yeah, Jazz is answering 0.11271. Very good, correct. Yeah, so it is, you are answering 0.11271. Very good, correct, correct. If you calculate 0.0, if you multiply it, you will get 0.1127, right? So we deduct this 0.1127 from the spot rate, right? We deduct this 0.1127 from this spot rate, right? So now let's move forward. After deducting the margin, what is the new rate? Please tell. I request everyone to interact. Whatever you think is correct, please type in the chat box. After deducting the margin, we know we have to deduct the margin. We have to deduct the margin from the 75.14. After deducting the margin, what is the rate? What is the new rate? Please share your answer. Take 10 seconds and share your answer. Just deduct the margin, that is 0.1127 from the 75.14. After deducting, what you will get? So you will get I'm just doing it here. 75.14 minus 0.1127. So it will give you how much? Any answer from your side? Okay, okay, so fine. So after deduction, you will get 75.0273. So let's round it to 75.0270. Almost done. The last step is to account for the premium for 120 days. You can see written here. Premium is how much? 120 days, right? So what is the premium for 120 days? The premium for 120 days is 45 paisa, right? Should we add or subtract the premium for a bill buying transaction? Please type in the chat box. Think and answer. Should we add or subtract the premium? Please type in the chat box. Yes, Jazz is answering add. Yes, absolutely correct. We will add the premium because it represents the forward rate adjustment. Very good. We will add the premium because it represents the forward rate adjustment. Let's finalize the calculation first. So let's finalize our calculation. So just wait a minute. I'm just erasing it. So let's finalize our calculation. So what is our final calculation? Our final calculation is 75.20270 plus 0.45. You know margin is 45 paisa. So we will add 0.45. This will give us 75.4770. Right. So this is the bill buying rate. This is the bill buying rate for this transaction is 75.4770, which matches option number C. So Jess, what was your answer? What was your answer earlier? So your answer option number C, right? Very good, Jess. Yeah, so this shows that you have your conceptual clarity. Very good, nice to see. Now, so let me explain. Here is a quick recap of this particular question. So first of all, you need to identify the transaction type. Remember, there is a way to solve such type of problem, right? The first thing you need to do is to identify the transaction type, right? Which type of transaction it is. So you need to identify the transaction type. So I have here the bank is buying. Here the bank is buying USD, right? And now we will use the lower spot rate, which is 75.14 in this case. Deduct the exchange margin. Exchange margin is 0.15% of 75.14, which is how much? 0.11227, which results in after deducting you will get 75.0270. And then you add the forward premium. What is the forward premium here? We will add the forward premium, which is 0.45. So after addition this will give us 75.4770, right? Understanding this step by step ensure you can solve similar question with ease. Let me know if you have any doubt and we will move to the next question. Let me know if you have any doubt. If you have understood this particular question, please write clear in the comment section. Is it clear now, this particular question? How to identify each and every aspect of this question? I hope it is clear. Right, just type clear in the chat box. And if you have any doubt, please type. Okay. Now let's move forward to the next question. Very good, Govind. Clear. Now, so this is the explanation part. Now let's move to the next question. So the next question is, this question involves calculation of amount payable to the exporter for an export bill. This question will test your ability to apply concept like interest calculation, commission, and exchange rate. The question is, what is the amount payable to the exporter for an export bill of USD 5 lakh? Data is the same as we have seen in the earlier question. Bill buying rate is 75.4770. Interest for 120 days is 8.50%. Commission on the bill purchase is 0.0625%. And spot rate convention is 365 days in India. Right. An option has been given like this. You can see the first option is 3 crore 77 lakh 38,500. 3 crore 66 lakh 60,303. Option C is 3 crore 78 lakhs 93,110, and option D is 3 crore 74 lakh 23,500. So take a minute to think and try solving this. Okay, fine. So now let's start. First, let's calculate the basic amount in INR based on the bill buying rate. How do we calculate the basic amount in INR? Is it US dollar multiplied by the bill buying rate, or do we divide the USD amount? My question is, how do we calculate the basic amount in Indian rupees? Whether USD is to be multiplied by bill buying rate or USD is divided by the bill buying rate? Tell me. This is your bill buying rate and this is your US dollar. So whether you have to multiply these two to calculate INR or whether you have to divide these two. Please type what you think is correct. Multiplication or division. So it is quite clear this bill buying rate is given 75.4770. It means that $1 is equal to 74.4770 rupees, isn't it? So tell me whether we have to multiply it or we have to divide it. Yeah, no answer. Yeah, I'm getting. Tell me, what do you think is correct? Multiplication or division? Yes, we have to multiply it. We have to multiply it. Very good. Very good. We have to multiply it. So let's calculate it. So USD 5 lakh, I think 5 lakh is equal to, it has to be multiplied with 75.4770. So it will give you how much? 3 crore 77 lakh 38,500. You just calculate it. Now we need to calculate the interest for 120 days, right? Now we need to calculate the interest for 120 days. Now you tell me that the interest rate is given 8.50%, right? Interest rate is how much? As you can see, interest rate is 8.50%. We are using the 365 day convention. How do we calculate the interest for 120 days? Type your think and type your approach. How will you calculate the interest for 120 days? Tell me, how will you calculate interest? You have to calculate the interest for 120 days. How will you calculate it? So you know the formula for interest rate? Principal into rate into time divided by 365, isn't it? So you know the formula, interest is equal to P into R into T divided by 365. You know this formula? I hope you have your calculator and calculator with you. So please calculate. Please calculate. Please put down the value and just calculate. So let me also calculate it here. I am just erasing this part. Okay, and I will calculate here. So just put down the value. So this will give you 3 crore 77 lakh 38,500 multiplied by 8 point. Okay, wait a minute. So I'm just calculating it here only. Okay, so let me calculate here. So it will give you how much? 37738,500 multiplied by 8.50% multiplied by 120 divided by 365. So this will be how much? This will be, if you calculate, this will be how much? Have you calculated it? Please type in the chat box. What answer are you getting after calculation? Okay, I think so. Let me write down the answer. Let me write down what value I am getting after calculation. I am getting 10,54,610. Tell me whether you are also getting the same value. 10,54,610. You are also getting the same value. I hope you have calculated with you. I do have, and I am calculating using the calculator only. So I think you will also get the same value, 10,54,610. Right. Next, we calculate the commission. So what we have calculated just now is the interest. This is the interest part. Next, we calculate the commission. Right. Commission on the bill purchase. Okay, what is the commission on the bill purchase? As you can see clearly, commission on the bill purchase is 0.0625%. Right. Now we calculate the commission on the bill purchase. So now tell me, should we add or subtract this commission from the basic amount? Think and share your answer. See, whatever I'm asking you, please answer, because you have to think this way in your examination, right? BFM is a conceptual subject, and this type of subject, you can attain good marks in this subject only when you interact, when you type your answer in the comment section. So please tell whether this commission is to be subtracted or this has to be added from the basic amount. What do you think? Commission is deducted or added? The correct is commission is deducted. Commission is deducted because it is a charge for processing the bill. Commission is basically the charge, right, for processing the bill. So it will be deducted. It will be deducted, right? So let's calculate. Let's calculate what is the value of commission. The value of commission is how much? Let us calculate it here. Just wait a minute. Let me erase it. Yes. So what is the value? What is the value of this commission? So this is nothing but 3 crore 77 lakh 38,500 multiplied by 0.0625%, isn't it? So this is the commission, right? So tell me the value of commission. What you are getting? Just calculate this value. 3 crore 77 lakh 38,500 multiplied by 0.0625%. So what value are you getting? Am I audible to you? Please type. I'm not getting any response from your side. Whether everything is clear, whatever I'm speaking and whatever I'm sharing on the screen. So you just calculate, you just multiply this with 0.0625%, and this will give you 23,587. After calculation, you will get 23,587. Now let's determine the final amount payable to the exporter. What is the final amount payable to the exporter? Okay, fine. Okay, fine. Okay. Now Jess has replied yes. Very good. ओके, देखते हैं क्या सही आंसर है. ठीक है, स्टेप बाय स्टेप सॉल्व करते हैं. तो अभी हमने कमीशन निकाल लिया. वी हैव जस्ट कैलकुलेटेड द कमीशन, वी हैव जस्ट कैलकुलेटेड द इंटरेस्ट, एंड नाउ लेट्स डू द फाइनल कैलकुलेशन हियर. Let's do the final calculation. So first of all, start with the basic amount, right? So first of all, start with the basic amount here. So what is the basic amount? 3 crore 77 lakh 38,500, right? Deduct the interest, subtract the interest, which is 10 lakh 54,610, and then we deduct the commission. Deduct the commission, which is 23,587, right? So what is the final amount? Just do the calculation. What final amount are you getting? Just do this calculation using calculator. 3 crore 77 lakh 38,500 minus okay, Govda has answered option number B. Option number B. Very good. Correct. Very good. After you do this calculation, you do this calculation, you will get 3 crore 66 lakh 60,303. Right. So this is the correct answer. Correct answer is option number B. So let's recap once more whatever we have done. So I'm just recapping you. In this particular question, we have to calculate first the basic amount. First, you have to calculate the basic amount in INR, in Indian rupees. How? By multiplying the USD rate by the bill buying rate, and then we deduct the interest for 120 days. We have calculated the interest using the formula P into R into T upon 100, and then we deduct this interest, right? And then we deduct the commission, and we subtract both interest and the commission to get the final amount payable. So this step-by-step method ensure you never miss anything. So are you ready for the next question? इंटरेस्ट को सब्ट्रैक्ट करना है, इंटरेस्ट को सब माइनस नहीं करना है, राइट? इंटरेस्ट को सब्ट्रैक्ट करना है. अमाउंट पेबल टू, अब ये बताइए, बैंक ना पैसा दे रही है. देखिए, इंटरेस्ट कौन लेगा? बैंक लेगी ना. तो ये जो इंटरेस्ट है वो ये जो समझिए, ऐसा समझिए कि इंटरेस्ट ये बैंक जो है कस्टमर को पैसा दे रही है. बैंक इज पेइंग टू द कस्टमर, सो इंटरेस्ट विल बी सब्ट्रैक्टेड ऑब्वियसली, राइट? इट इज नॉट बी एडेड. यहाँ पे आप शायद गलती कर रहे हो, इंटरेस्ट को हमें सब्ट्रैक्ट करना है. राइट, तब फाइनल अमाउंट जो है बैंक देगी एक्सपोर्टर को। ठीक है, इंटरेस्ट को सब्ट्रैक्ट करके फाइनल अमाउंट बैंक कस्टमर को देगी, इंटरेस्ट को हमें ऐड नहीं करना है। इज इट क्लियर नाउ? रेडी फॉर द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन? लेट मी नो इफ यू हैव एनी डाउट। आगे बढ़ते हैं। ठीक है, आई होप दिस एक्सप्लेनेशन इज क्लियर टू यू। So now let's see the next question. So this is the explanation part, and now this is the next question that we have. So the question is, everyone, let's solve an interesting question about forex rate. This is something that is directly related to the import bill payment. अभी तक हमने export bill का देखा, अब हम import bill को देखेंगे, right? So import bill payment से related एक question है. So let's see that what is the GBP versus INR rate for a customer retiring an import bill of GBP 1 lakh given the following detail. The detail you can see, margin is 0.20%, GBP per USD is 1.2175/85, USD per INR is 75.4770/4870. Options are 91.9809, 92.1650, 91.7970, and 92.440. Right. So take some moment. I'm providing you 20 seconds to think about this particular question. यहाँ पे आप एक वर्ड देखेंगे, रिटायरिंग एन इम्पोर्ट बिल। आप बता सकते हैं रिटायरिंग का क्या मतलब होता है? व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ दिस टर्म रिटायरिंग एन इम्पोर्ट बिल? कैन यू टेल मी? रिटायरिंग एन इम्पोर्ट बिल, व्हाट डज इट मीन? What do you mean when I say that I'm retiring an import bill? See, जब भी आप whenever you see this word, retiring an import bill means paying off the amount. Okay, Jess, very good, very good, clear, very good. Okay, so retiring means what? We are paying the amount, right? Retiring means what? We are paying off the amount due for imported goods or service, right? When a business in India import goods from another country, they usually need to pay the supplier in their currency. The supplier send a document which we call as import bill, which shows how much needs to be paid. Then Indian business then retires the bill by arranging the payment, usually through their bank, right? So this is called retiring. So don't confuse with this word. Retiring is simple to understand. So in this case, customer is paying or customer is retiring an import bill of 1 lakh Great Britain pound, right? And they need to calculate how much Indian rupees they will need to convert to GBP for this payment. So friends, now let's calculate this step by step. So let me explain some key terms here. So as you can see, some key terms are GBP per USD. You can see written here GBP per USD. What it means? It means the price of 1 GBP in USD, US dollar. Similarly, USD per INR, it is the price of 1 US dollar in INR, right? And finally, there is some margin. Now, tell me, what is the rate at which we can buy Great Britain pound? My question is, what is the rate at which we can buy Great Britain pound? Take a moment and let me know in the chat. What is the rate at which we will buy Great Britain pound? So this is the concept question regarding the cross rate, application of cross rate, right? किस रेट पे ग्रेट ब्रिटेन पॉइंट पाउंड को खरीदा जाएगा? वेदर इट इज 1.2175 और 1.2185. देखिए क्वेश्चन में क्या हो रहा है, मैं थोड़ा समझा दूं. क्वेश्चन में ये हो रहा है कि आप कुछ सामान यूके से खरीद रहे हैं, राइट? यूके से यानी लंदन से खरीद रहे हैं, और आपको ग्रेट ब्रिटेन पाउंड चाहिए उसको पेमेंट करने के लिए, लेकिन आपके पास है इंडियन रुपीस, बट यू हैव इंडियन रुपीस. तो आपको फिगर आउट करना है कितना आईएनआर आपको चाहिए ताकि आपको जीबीपी मिल जाए. तो आपको जीबीपी खरीदना है ना, तो जीबीपी खरीदना है तो कौन सा रेट आप यूज करेंगे? 1.2175 और 1.2185. Okay, so one answer I'm getting is 1.2175. मीन्स आप कह रहे हैं कि लोअर रेट पे खरीदेंगे 1.2175. ओके, you are telling that we will buy at the lower rate, which is 1.2175. Other people, what do you think? आपको क्या लगता है 1.2175 होना चाहिए या 1.2185 होना चाहिए? प्लीज आंसर. यहाँ पे जो दोस्तों, यहाँ पे एक बात समझिए, यहाँ पे जो रेट पे हम बाय करेंगे दैट विल बी 1.2185, नॉट 1.2175. राइट? व्हाई? बिकॉज द हायर रेट, बिकॉज वी आर बाइंग जीबीपी. राइट? प्लीज ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड. बैंक के परस्पेक्टिव, बैंक जब सोचती है तो बैंक यहाँ पे आप है, यू आर कस्टमर, राइट? कस्टमर रिटायरिंग एन इम्पोर्ट बिल. फ्रॉम बैंक परस्पेक्टिव we have to take the higher rate 1.2185. ये केस देखिए, बैंक जब भी परचेज करती है या बेचती है तो वो वहां पे अपना प्रॉफिट देखती है. बट हियर फ्रॉम कस्टमर पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू वी हैव टू टेक द हायर रेट बिकॉज वी आर बाइंग द जीबीपी. सो हियर वी विल टेक 1.2185. Now what is the rate at which we can buy USD? Now come to this particular USD per INR. What is the rate at which we can buy USD? किस रेट पे हम लोग USD बाय करेंगे? Whether it is 75.4770 or 75.4870. देखिए जैस, यहाँ पे आप कस्टमर के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से सोचेंगे. फॉर अ कस्टमर रिटायरिंग एन इंपोर्ट बिल, क्लियरली रिटन इन द क्वेश्चन. यस यस, बाइंग लो सेल हाई कंसेप्ट क्लियर है, वो बिल्कुल वही होता है. लेकिन यहाँ बैंक पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से नहीं है. देखिए यहाँ पे कस्टमर पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से हम सोच रहे हैं तो जस्ट अपोजिट होगा उसका. Here we are not taking bank into consideration. Whenever we take bank into consideration तो हमारा वो लॉजिक लागू होगा. बैंक हमेशा प्रॉफिट देखती है, वो कम दाम पे खरीदेगी, ज्यादा टाइम पे बेचेगी. But here we are thinking from customer point of view, right? So it will be opposite of what you are thinking. So now in this case, first thing we have to buy GBP. So we will use 1.2185. Now similarly for USD per INR, we will take 75.4870, not 70, right? So higher rate here because we are buying USD. Okay. So now there is some crucial calculation. What do you get if you multiply 1.2185? If you multiply 1.2185 with 75.4870, tell me what is the value you will get if you multiply both of them? Why I am multiplying? Because you have to find the GBP per INR. You have to find the GBP per INR, right? So GBP per INR is nothing but GBP per USD multiplied by USD per INR. That is why we are multiplying, right? So what is the answer you will get after multiplication of these two? हाँ, जो भी क्वेश्चन है बुक का ही है, आपकी बुक में ही, मैकुलन बुक में ही दिया हुआ है क्वेश्चन, राइट? सो आप आफ्टर मल्टीप्लाइंग what you are getting, please tell. After multiplying these two, what you will get? You will get, please type, you will get 91.9809. So this is the interbank Great Britain pound versus INR rate. Interbank, the rate between two banks. Now we need to take margin into account. So we need to add margin of 0.20%. Tell me whether margin is to be added or subtracted. Margin is to be added or subtracted. What is to be done? The hint is given in the question itself. क्वेश्चन में ही हिंट दिया हुआ है. मार्जिन को हमें ऐड करना है या सब्ट्रैक्ट करना है, बताइए. क्वेश्चन को आप ध्यान से पढ़िए तो यहाँ साफ साफ लिखा हुआ इंपोर्ट बिल, राइट? इंपोर्ट बिल का मीनिंग होता है कि सेलिंग वाला केस हो रहा है. और आप याद रखेंगे इंपोर्ट बिल यानी सेलिंग. और सेलिंग में मार्जिन को क्या करते हैं हम लोग? व्हाट वी डू टू मार्जिन इन सेलिंग? Yes, correct, Jess. Very good. Margin is to be added. Very good. So we have to add the margin, right? So margin has to be added. Now please tell me how much is 0.20% of 91.9809? Please tell me. how much is 0.20 percentage of 91.9809? Please calculate it. My question is, how much is 0.20 percentage of 91.9809? Please calculate. Have you calculated? So I hope everyone have calculated. So the value you will get is 0.1839. And I again request that whenever you join my live session, please have pen, paper and calculator, three things with you. Otherwise this session is of no use, because let's make it interactive. You will see such type of question in the examination. You have to make your concept clear, right? Now, so this is our margin, and what we'll do to the margin, we will add it to 91.9809, right? हम लोग इसको 91.9809 में ऐड करेंगे, right? So 91.9809 plus 0.1839, how much we will get? we will get we will get 92.1648. इसको यदि हम राउंड ऑफ करेंगे तो हमें मिलेगा 92.1650. So the final answer, that is GBP per INR applicable for the import bill, is 92.1650, and the correct answer is option number B. Yes, very good, very good. Option number B is correct. Is this question clear to you? How was that? Did you find this calculation straightforward? Let us move to the next question with even more fun challenges. Is this concept clear? See, whatever question we are discussing in the live, okay, fine. I'm explaining it again. Okay, no issue. I'm explaining it again. See, what is happening here in this particular question, what is happening? That imagine you are buying something from the UK and you need Great Britain pound to pay for it, but you have Indian rupees. To figure out how much Indian rupees you need to get the GBP, that is what we are going to do. So, first thing is that what is the rate at which we can buy GBP? We have to find the rate at which we can buy the Great Britain pound. So that particular rate is, you have to think opposite of the bank, right? So that particular rate is 1.2185. So 1.2185 is the rate at which we can buy GBP, Great Britain pound. A higher rate we are taking because we are buying GBP. Similarly, what is the rate at which we can buy US dollar? Again, we will take 75.4870. Also, it is higher rate because we are buying US dollar. Now comes the crucial calculation. What do you get if you multiply both of these? Why we are multiplying? It's quite clear that GBP per INR is equal to GBP per USD multiplied by USD by INR. So if you multiply these two, you will get 91.9809, which is the interbank GBP per INR rate. You know, interbank, when one bank send money to other bank, this is the rate we will use. But here you have to apply the margin, which is given 0.20%. So you have to calculate what is 0.20 percentage of 91.9809. So this will give you 0.1839, right? And since this is import bill, so import bill means we are selling. Remember, जब भी export bill रहे buying वाला केस होगा, जब भी import bill रहे selling वाला केस होगा. Whenever import bill is there, it will be selling case, and in the selling case we always add margin. In the buying case we always subtract margin. So this margin has to be added. So 91.9809 plus 0.1839, the final rate you will get is 92.1648, which you will round off. The answer will be 92.1650. Now is it clear? Okay. Customer is an importer or exporter. See, I have told you earlier that in this case you are buying something, you are buying some material from the UK, right? Because this is an import, you are retiring an import bill. You are retiring an import bill, right? मैंने आपको पहले बताया था रिटायरिंग का मतलब क्या होता है कि जब आप गुड्स इंपोर्ट करते हैं दूसरे कंट्री से, तो आपको जो है सप्लायर को उसके करेंसी में पे करना होता है, और सप्लायर का करेंसी क्या है? ग्रेट ब्रिटेन पाउंड करेंसी है, राइट? सप्लायर का करेंसी है ग्रेट ब्रिटेन पाउंड, तो आपको जीबीपी में उसे पेमेंट करना है, राइट? और सप्लायर आपको एक डॉक्यूमेंट देता है जिसको हम लोग इंपोर्ट बिल बोलते हैं, कितना पेमेंट करना है. तो आप बिल को रिटायर कर रहे हैं, कैसे रिटायर कर रहे हैं? पेमेंट अरेंज कर रहे हैं, अपने बैंक से ही तो अरेंज करेंगे पेमेंट को. तो देखिए यहाँ पे व्हाट इज आप जैस आपको लग रहा होगा कि उल्टा क्यों हो रहा है, क्योंकि आप कस्टमर पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से सोच रहे हैं। अभी तक जितने क्वेश्चन हमने डील किया वहां बैंक पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से हमने सोचा है, इसलिए वहां पे बाय लो सेल हाई का कंसेप्ट लगता है। हियर वी आर थिंकिंग फ्रॉम द कस्टमर पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू, दैट इज व्हाई द थिंग्स इन रिवर्स। Okay, so I will share this PDF, and this video will also be available in this particular course. This video will also be available in the recorded session, so you can watch this video again. No need to I will share the PDF also. Now I hope this concept is clear. Let's move to the next question. So now try this question. So this is an interesting question about forex rate. So the question is what is the forward rate? This one is about calculating the forward rate for an export bill. Don't worry if you are new to this. I will break it down step by step and keep it simple. So be ready to think and share your answer in the chat. What is the forward rate to be quoted for an export bill of USD 1,50,000 to be realized in December if spot USD per INR rate is 75.45/50? Forward premium has been given October 18.19 paisa, November 30.32 paisa, December 41.43 paisa. Margin is 0.05 paisa per USD. Options are 75.75, 75.80, 75.70, 75.45. So I hope the question you are able to see the question clearly. Friend, just I want to ask you one thing, that when you open our app, whether the link of this live class is displayed on your home page, whether it is displayed on the home page of the app. How please tell you, are you facing any issue to join the live class, whether it is displayed on the home page or how do you join? Please let me know. So let's understand for this question what this question is talking about. So let's start with the spot rate. What is the spot rate given? 75.45 oblique 75.50. So these represent the rate at which bank are buying and selling the dollar. And now the question is written export bill. This is one of the greater hint. It is an export bill. So tell me, for an export bill, the bank is buying dollar from you. So which rate should we pick? The lower rate or the higher rate? The question is, see, आपका thinking process कैसा होना चाहिए? What should be your thinking process? That is what I am telling you, right? So it is an export bill. Export bill means what? Bank is buying USD from you. Bank is buying dollar from you, right? So which rate should we pick? The lower rate, that is 75.45, or the higher rate, that is 75.50? Please type your answer in the chat. Okay, 75.45. Very good. Very good, Jazz. Very good, Gopda. Very good. 75.45. Okay. So the bank used the lower rate, that is 75.45, because they are buying US dollar. So we will start with 75.45. Okay. Now, next we need to look at the forward premium for December. You can see realized in December clearly written. Now, what will be the look at the premium given in the question for October, for November, for December they have given. So which one should we use? Right? Which one should we use? The lower number, that is 41 paisa, or the higher number, that is 43 paisa? Please let me know. Which one should we use? The lower number or the higher number? Because clearly written, we need to add, since it is premium, right? You can easily see it is premium, right? So we need to add the premium. We know it very well. So which one should we use? 41 paisa or 43 paisa? Think and let me know. ओके, 0.30 लेना है। अच्छा, आप नवंबर का बोल रहे हैं? अच्छा, जैस आप कह रहे हैं कि नवंबर का लेंगे। ओके, टू बी रियलाइज इन दिसंबर। देखिए जैस, इसमें पॉइंट वाइज यदि आप कहें तो नवंबर का ले सकते हैं हम। because that will be beneficial from bank point of view because because it is lower, right? लेकिन यहाँ पे क्वेश्चन में साफ साफ लिखा हुआ है दिसंबर में रियलाइज होगा, राइट? सो नो नीड टू टेक नवंबर है, दिसंबर ही लेना है आपको, राइट? यहाँ पे आपको दिसंबर ही लेना है। सो आप ये बताइए कि कौन सा रेट लेंगे, 41 पैसा लेंगे या 43 पैसा लेंगे? प्लीज टेल मी विच इज टू बी टेकन, लोअर नंबर और हायर नंबर? So we take the lower premium, right? We will take the lower premium. I request you, whatever you think, please type in the chat box, right? हाँ, आपको जो भी सही लग रहा है प्लीज आप सही लिखें चैट बॉट में, इंटरेक्शन बढ़ाइए, क्योंकि अल्टीमेटली आपको एग्जाम में इसी तरह का क्वेश्चन फेस करेंगे आप, तो आपका थिंकिंग प्रोसेस कैसा होना चाहिए वो हम लोग क्लियर कर रहे हैं, राइट? तो हम लोग लोअर नंबर लेंगे, दैट इज 0.41, 41 पैसा वी विल टेक बिकॉज इट इज फॉर एन एक्सपोर्ट बिल, राइट? सो नाउ लेट्स कैलकुलेट, you just add 0.41 to it, so you will get 75.86. Now the next step is to adjust the forward margin. So margin, margin, what is the margin? 0.05 paisa per USD. Now tell me whether margin is to be deducted or margin is to be added. Please write in the chat box, plus or minus. मार्जिन को क्या करना है, जोड़ना है या घटाना है? Whether margin is to be added or deducted, please tell. I hope we have done similar question earlier. You can easily answer, right? So margin is to be subtracted, right? Margin को क्या करना है, घटाना है, क्योंकि export transaction है, buying transaction है, right? So margin has to be subtracted. So bank will deduct 0.05 paisa, right? So after deduction, how much you will get? You will get 75.81, right? अच्छा, तो ये आप देखिए 75.81 आ रहा है कब, जब हम दिसंबर का ले रहे हैं, राइट? अच्छा, अब एक काम कीजिए, अब आप नवंबर का लेके देखिए। नाउ यू टेक द नवंबर, दैट इज 30 पैसा, जो आप जैसा आप बोल रहे थे 30 पैसा, आप वो लेकर देखिए, ठीक है? सी, यहाँ पे मैं एक कंसेप्ट समझाने का प्रयास कर रहा हूं, वो समझिए। 75 पॉइंट, ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड, यू टेक 75.45, ओके, यू टेक नवंबर मार्जिन, नवंबर प्रीमियम, दैट इज 0.30, right? This you will get 75.75, okay, and then you subtract the margin, which is 0.05, you will get 75.70. Now you look at these two rate, please look at these two rate, please tell which rate should bank opt, कौन सा रेट बैंक ऑप्ट करेगी, 75.70 या 75.81? प्लीज टेल, बैंक के लिए कौन सा रेट बेनिफिशियल है? 75.70 बेनिफिशियल है या 75.81 बेनिफिशियल है? प्लीज टेल। ऑब्वियसली बैंक बाय कर रही है ना, तो बैंक को कौन सा रेट बेनिफिशियल होगा, 75.70 और 75.81? So you will, suppose you are buying something, you will always try to buy at the lower cost, right? So for bank, this 75.70 is beneficial. That is why we take November premium, not December premium. देखिए, इस क्वेश्चन में मैं जानबूझकर दिसंबर का आपको शो किया हूं, ताकि आपको ये समझ में आए कि क्यों हम नवंबर का लेंगे. Why not we take December? Because it has to be realized in December only. But why we are taking November premium? The reason being that यदि आप नवंबर का लेते हैं तो आपको जो बाइंग रेट मिल रहा है वो कम मिल रहा है. आप सोचिए, आप बैंक है, आपके सामने दो रेट दिया गया, एक ये रेट है लेफ्ट साइड, एक राइट साइड, तो आप किसे ऑप्ट करेंगे? आप लेफ्ट वाले को ऑप्ट करेंगे ना, राइट? यू विल बी ऑप्ट 75.70. इज इट क्लियर नाउ? Okay, it was an interesting twist, right? So the forward rate for the export bill is 75.70 and option number C is the correct one. देखिए, ऑप्शन 75.80 भी लिखा हुआ है. यदि आप दिसंबर का लेंगे तो ऑप्शन नंबर बी पे आप क्लिक करेंगे और आपका आंसर गलत हो जाएगा, और फिर आप बोलेंगे कि मैंने तो सही बनाया था एग्जाम में, फिर गलत क्यों हो गया? क्योंकि आपको कंसेप्ट नहीं क्लियर था, इसी कारण गलत हुआ है, राइट? इज इट क्लियर? मान लीजिए इसी क्वेश्चन में एक्सपोर्ट बिल की जगह इंपोर्ट बिल होता और दिसंबर में रियलाइज करना होता, तब आप कौन सा रेट लेते? Suppose in this question, instead of export bill, import bill would have been there and it has to be realized in December, then which rate would you would have taken? तो चूंकि इंपोर्ट बिल है तो वहां पे हमारा सेलिंग ट्रांजेक्शन होता है, वहां पे फॉरवर्ड सेल होता है, राइट? इन दैट केस यू वुड हैव टेकन higher rate, right? Because you are selling something and you always sell at the higher rate. That is the basic concept. So in that case, you would have taken 43 paisa. Is this question clear to everyone? Can we move to the next question? I think next will be the last question of this session. So if there is any doubt, please type in the chat box. I will again explain. See, explanation is given in this particular PDF. I will share this PDF in your group, right? So just look at this particular question. Yes, I will provide. I will provide the question. No issue. Do not worry about that. Okay. Why not consider October? Very good, Kalyan. Very nice question. Why not consider October? See, October. यदि हम October consider करते तो if we have considered October, then it had been the greatest beneficial for the bank. But remember one thing. यदि हमारा bill दिसंबर में realize होगा, if our bill will realize in December, then either we can take November or December. No, we can't take October, right? We can't take October. Either we can take November or December. So this is the basic thing. We can't take October. Suppose our bill will realize in November, then we can take either October or November. We can't take December, right? So if our bill is realizing in December, we can take October. Sorry, we can take November. We can't take October. Is it clear? मतलब आप वो महीना ले सकते हैं या उसका प्रीसीडिंग एक महीना ले सकते हैं, ठीक है? यस हम लोगों ने पहले डिस्कशन किया था, इससे पहले वाले सेशन में हमने डिस्कस किया था इस चीज को. ओके फाइन. चलिए अगले क्वेश्चन पे आते हैं. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन है, आई थिंक दिस इज द लास्ट क्वेश्चन ऑफ टुडे सेशन. सो प्लीज ट्राई टू आंसर दिस पार्टिकुलर क्वेश्चन. The question is, what is the forward rate to be quoted for a forward contract of USD 1 lakh for retirement of an import bill due on 15 September given the following. Spot USD per INR is given 75.27/29. Forward premium for June, July and August has been given. August to 15 September is given forward premium. Margin is 0.20% on the spot rate. And options are 75.70, 75.75, 75.85, 75.29. You can see how much closer the option are. आप थोड़ा सा भी गलती करेंगे तो आप गलत ऑप्शन टिक कर सकते हैं, इसीलिए इसको आप सावधानी से सॉल्व करें. उम्मीद करता हूं आप लोग पेन पेपर और कैलकुलेटर लेकर बैठे होंगे, तो प्लीज ट्राई टू सॉल्व ऑन योर ओन फर्स्ट. So first let's talk about the spot rate. Okay, so let's move step by step. First let's talk about the spot rate. So spot rate here is how much? 75.27/75.29, right? So these rates represent the bank buying and selling price for US dollar. Now here is a question for you. Since this is an import bill, आप क्वेश्चन को ध्यान से पढ़िए. अभी हमने रिटायरमेंट वाला केस एक बात किया था, रिटायरमेंट ऑफ इंपोर्ट बिल. रिटायरमेंट का मतलब होता है कि आप जो है इंपोर्ट बिल को रिटायर कर रहे हैं, उसका पेमेंट कर रहे हैं. यू आर अरेंजिंग फॉर द पेमेंट ऑफ दैट पार्टिकुलर बिल. सो here it is import bill. Since this is an import bill, so which rate would you take, right? So this is an import bill, means bank will sell USD to you. Bank will sell USD to you because this is an import bill. So which rate would you take? The lower rate 75.27 or the higher rate 75.29? Please answer it. Which rate would you take? 75.27 or 75.29? Yes, higher rate. Very good. So you will take 75.29, right? Exactly. For import transaction, bank uses the higher rate as they are selling USD to you. So you start with 75.29. Now step number 2. Now you can see forward premium is given. Add the forward premium. Look at the premium given for August and August to 15 September. You can see Premium is given for August and August to this is for August and this is from August to 15 September, right? So here is a question for you. Which premium should we pick? The lower value 32 or 6 or the higher value 34 and 7? Think carefully and share your answer. Which premium should we pick? So these are the steps you should follow, that which premium should we pick? 34, 32, 6 or 34 and 7? Please answer. Let's make this session interactive, because this is the main focus, main purpose of this live session, that you should interact. You should know how should we go about solving a particular question. हमें कैसे अप्रोच रखना चाहिए क्वेश्चन को सॉल्व करने के लिए. What should be our thought process? That is the main point which we are covering in this particular session. So what do you think? Either we take 32 6 or 34 7. So since this is import transaction, we add the higher premium. Remember, import bill means we are selling, and for selling we take the higher premium. So which are 34 paisa, you can see 34 paisa plus 7. 34 paisa for August and 7 paisa for August to 15 September. So after you add 34 plus 7, you will get 41. So just convert it into 41 paisa. Just convert it into rupees, you will get 0.41 rupees. 41 पैसा को यदि आप रुपीज में कन्वर्ट करेंगे तो क्या मिलेगा आपको? 0.41 पैसा मिलेगा, isn't it? चलिए, तो ये आपको 0.41 पैसा मिलेगा. Now you will add to the spot rate. So after addition you will get 0.41, you will get 75.70, right? Now then we need to include the margin. Margin is how much? 0.20%. Now here is a question for you, right? Whether we will add the margin or subtract the margin, please tell me. You have to calculate 0.20 percentage of this 75.70, whether margin is to be added or is to be subtracted. Already we have covered so many questions. I think this is a cakewalk for you to answer this. Whether margin is to be added or subtracted. Answer is C. Okay, yes. Let me see what is the correct answer. Answer is C. So margin is to be added. Very good. Margin is to be added, right? Because it is an import bill. Margin is to be added. And what is 0.20% of 75.70? Please tell, what is 0.20% of 75.70? Actually, one thing I want to tell you, that here we don't take 75.70. Instead, we take 75.29. Right? We have to calculate 0.20 percentage of this, not 0.20 percentage of 75.70. Right? So 0.20 percentage of 75.29. What you will get? So you will get 75.29 multiplied by 0.002. So how much would it be? yes, स्पॉट रेट से लेना है, बिल्कुल सही. स्पॉट रेट का 0.20% लेना है, राइट? तो हमें we will take 0.20% of the spot rate. Spot rate is how much? 75.29, right? So यहाँ पे आप 75.29 का 0.002 परसेंटेज निकालेंगे, 0.2% निकालेंगे, तो आपको मिलेगा approximately you will get 0.15. Please calculate it. You will get 0.15, right? तो आपको कितना मिलेगा? 0.15 मिलेगा, राइट? अब क्या करेंगे आप? इसको आप ऐड कर देंगे प्रीवियस रेट में, जो हमें रेट मिला था उसमें ऐड कर देंगे. 75.70 प्लस 0.15, राइट? तो कितना मिलेगा आपको? 75.85 you will get, right? So what will be the answer? Option number C will be the answer. Yes, absolutely correct. So the forward rate is 75.85. So the key here is understanding when to use a spot rate, the forward premium, and then how to calculate the margin, right? So was this question clear? Is this question clear? क्या ये क्वेश्चन क्लियर है आपको कि कैसे हमें आंसर 75.85 मिला? I hope it is clear. Everyone you have understand. So we have more question, but time does not allow us to share this question at this particular time. So we will cover all the remaining question in the next session, and I will share this particular PDF in the group. Right. there is a Telegram group. I know. Yes, there is a Telegram group. I will share this question. So whether you are able to see the link of this particular session on your homepage of the app, whether the link of the this live session is available on the homepage of the app, or you get any notification regarding the live session. Okay, okay, fine, fine, fine. Okay, okay, fine. I will share the question bank. Yes, okay, fine. I will share this particular question says it in the Telegram group. Fine. So let's in this session here. Hopefully, this session was useful to you. If you have any feedback, please drop in the chat box. If you have any query regarding it, you can write in the Telegram group also. Let's end this session here. Right. We have discussed 5 to 6 questions in this particular session. होपफुली दिस क्वेश्चंस ये सभी क्वेश्चन आपको कंसेप्ट बिल्डअप करने में हेल्प मिला होगा इन सभी से। और इसका जो रिकॉर्डेड सेशन है वो आपको अवेलेबल रहेगा हमारे इस पार्टिकुलर कोर्स में। जो अभी हमने सेशन लाइव सेशन लिया है, इसका रिकॉर्डेड सेशन आपको आपको अवेलेबल रहेगा हमारे कोर्स में। तो आप उसे रिकॉर्डेड सेशन को जाके वापस देख सकते हैं। यदि मान लीजिए कुछ क्वेश्चन आपका छूट गया हो, पहले आपने नहीं देखा हो, तो रिकॉर्डेड सेशन को आप देख सकते हैं। सो आई एम एंडिंग सेशन हियर। ऑल द बेस्ट, हैव अ गुड डे।